Hello, you're listening um, to my YouTube show where I talk about um, environment, the environmental registry and in Ontario and potentially other environmental news, consultations. I'm based in um, Peterborough, Northern, so that's where I will find a lot of what I'm what I talk about, and, and in Ontario. Um, Sometimes I do talk about what's happening federally, but I mainly focus in on Ontario and Peterborough, Northern. So I'll start with the environmental registry. Uh, well, I should mention that today is the oversh- overshoot day for Canada and the US, which means that Canada and the US use more resources than all regenerated in 1 year. Um, and the issue is that it becomes oil and oil each year. Um, so the first item that I found that's open for comment is expanding administrative penalties for environmental contraventions. And that has the number of 0194108. And you can comment on that until March 28th. Um, there were some changes to environmental penalties that um, made it that actually resulted in less financial penalties for polluters. A while ago, um, last year or the year before, but the penalty for 1 day increased. Um, so it's important to be mindful of the period and of time, or if there's any limits. Um, so it says under Ontario Regulation 530/18 under the Environmental Protection Act has been updated. A new table under OREG 88/22 under the Environmental Protection Act has been added. We updated the notice. So it sounds like the law has already been passed prior to the consultation. Um, what based on the language, I'll have to check the actual law to see if that is the case. Um, I might go back to that. Um, uh, the updated documents are available in the supporting materials of this notice. And I talk about Bill 108. That was a controversial piece of legislation. It's called the More Homes, More Choices Act 2019, and Bill 132, Better for People, Smaller for Business Act 2019. That administrative penalties could be issued for contraventions of the Environmental Protection Act, Nutrient Management Act, Ontario Water Resources Act, Pesticides Act, Safe Drinking Water Act. And then they're proposing regulations. And they're saying that it could expand the ability, provide frontline staff with stronger tools. There's consultation. So they're talking about the circumstances where a provincial officer can administer or issue an administrative penalty. Payment procedures. Etc. Yeah, so there's a lot there. I might go back to this one more in depth next week because it'll still be there next week. Or it'll implementation delay of excess soil requirements in effect January 1st, 2022. And this has a number of 019-5203, and you can comment on that until April 10th, 2022. And they're proposing to temporarily delay the implementation of provisions in the excess soil regulation that came into effect January 1st, 2022 until January 1st, 2023. And it would provide more time for gradual implementation and better understanding of the regulation. So I do have a concern about that. It was finalized in 2019. So yeah, I might go further in depth if people are interested in that. Oh, how did I go? 6,000. I'm just changing my filters. Yeah, so while I'm waiting, I got it back. But there is a global climate action on October 25th. That's a strike for the climate on March 25th. And locally, it'll be in front of the City Hall and on Confederation Park at 3:30 p.m. There's proposed renewed approach to allocating registered trap lines, and you can comment on that until April 19th, and you can use 019-1608. And I'm not an expert on trap line policy. Although I'm not an expert, I don't consider myself an expert on any of these. But I do have education, environmental education, and knowledge about most of these proposals. There's a proposal to enable a new voluntary enhanced time of use rate, including consideration of an ultra low overnight price. I did talk about this on the radio. I'm not sure if I made a YouTube video on this subject. If I did not, I will come back to it for YouTube. This has a number of 019-5054, and you can comment on that until March 29th, 2022. The main point that I have is a low price for off-peak is good. The problem is that there needs to be a differential price between a greater difference between the peak and the off-peak. Without the increased peak, it's going to be less effective at changing people's behavioral and making systematic changes. Electricity doesn't cost the same throughout the day. And also, the government has undermined electricity pricing previously. But yeah, I'll definitely go into that if I haven't made a video on that one. Conservation agreement for boreal caribou in Ontario that has a number of 019-4995, and you can comment on that until March 24th, 2022. Proposed changes for the next edition of Ontario's Building Code Winter Consultation, and that has the number 019-4974, and you can comment on that until March 13th, 2022, which is today. I don't see anyone watching this live, but if you do see this, there's not much time to make a comment on that. Subwatershed Planning Guide, that has a number of 019-4978, and you can comment on that until today. Municipal wastewater and storm management in Ontario discussion paper, and that has a number of 019-4967, and you can comment on that until March 28th, 2022. Low impact development stormwater management guidance manual, you can comment on that until March 28th, 2022, and that has a number 019-4971. and geologic carbon storage in Ontario that has number 019-4770, and you can comment on that until tomorrow. I made a specific video about that one and talked about it on the radio as well. And yeah, what a major thing that happened was the International Panel of Climate Change released a new climate report. I haven't looked at it yet, so I'm not going to comment on it. But I do plan on doing that. And before I go, I will look at what's happening on Connect. ptbo.ca. I'm just typing it up. So those current agenda items that you can comment on. Well, there's more items. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, it doesn't let you comment yet. It might. It might next week. There's the arena and aquatics complex. There's a lot of people upset about it being located on a park. Transportation management plan, home energy efficiency program, and social procurement. Oh, when is the social procurement? Oh, yes, March 22nd, March 17th, and March 16th. So they're coming up. And April, the August. Oh. Yeah, so they're coming up. So that's something. Waste management plan and update. So those are the main items. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope to make weekly videos. And I will be making a change to the channel for. I'll talk about that soon. Okay, well, thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day.